Washington Nationals are leading the National League in several offensive categories, including home runs and runs scored. But they are last in earned runs beyond the seventh inning. We will talk some baseball, and later on we will take to the sideline for some NFL offseason discussion. I'm Marvin Jackson, and joining me this evening to provide their knowledge and insight are local sports journalists and my good friends Alina Neves and Winston Hilton. Welcome, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
First timer.
Yes.
Winston.
Hey, I'm here. Hello.
All right. Well, look, let's talk some Washington Nationals. Let's take a look at them. Right now, they're rolling along pretty good in a weak division, might I add. But they are rolling. I know Alina wants to talk about that. But they are rolling along pretty well, and they have the third and fourth and fifth batters in their lineup are just cleaning it up, man.
3, 4, 5, I mean, they're rolling. I mean, you're talking about Ryan Zimmerman. He's batting .372, leading the league in batting average. His OPS is above 1. Daniel Murphy, he's .333. Bryce Harper, he's .322, I believe. So, I mean, you know, they have to be the most feared probably at least in the National League, possibly in the whole major leagues. Right. So, you know, and they're clicking. I mean, when you see Ryan Zimmerman hit, when you just see him hit, you see that ball come off his bat. I mean, he is hitting the ball hard. So you know he's locked in. He sees the ball very well. He's healthy for number one.
Yeah, this is the first year he's been really healthy.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the past couple of years, he's had those minor nagging injuries that he can't quite get right, but now you can see it. He's fully healthy. He's seeing that ball. He's getting good wood on that ball, and he's hitting the ball hard, and most of the time he's hitting it out of the park.
Yeah. And Rendon right behind them, right?
Rendon is excellent.
He's hitting well right now.
Yeah, no. I mean, Rendon is, gosh, you know, what a difference a year makes, right? For all of them. I mean, Zimmerman too. I mean, Murphy was obviously consistently, you know, as he, you know, won MVP last year. So, you know, I mean, he's just consistently good. But, I mean, the rest of them, even Bryce Harper, I mean, I think he's kind of switched places with Manny Machado, but that's a different story. But, you know, I mean, one is playing good, one isn't playing good. So, I mean, they're really playing good. I personally, though, and you know we have these discussions all the time about them, can they go all the way? Can they really go all the way? And for me, I think that, it's very irresponsible, I feel, as a team, to have the lineup that you have put in place, that you have, Worth is even, I mean, everybody is playing so good for this team. And then you're irresponsible in terms of setting them up with a better bullpen. I mean, how do you do that? You're going to sit up there and say, okay, keep hitting 4 and 5, excuse me, Winston, but keep hitting about 7 runs and 8 runs again so we can pad the running game. Well, no, you can't keep doing that, because at some point, somebody is going to lay off, somebody's going to get dark a little bit, someone's not going to hit. That puts a lot of pressure on your batters.
I remember you said at the beginning of the year they need a closer.
They need a closer, but they also need middle relievers, because what's a closer going to do for you if your middle relievers are giving up runs before the closer can even come in? He can't close anything. He can't save anything. So that's my whole point, is why are you being so irresponsible to me as a team to not put better pitchers in place to support this incredible lineup?
So who is that, the general manager or the owner?
Yes, Rizzo, I think you need to be on the phone. I mean, I thought he was on the phone a few weeks ago.
The owner might say, I don't have the money.
They're just saving up to pay Harper, which is great. I'm not saying they shouldn't pay him. They have money. They're one of the wealthiest owners in the league. They have money. Trust me, they have money to do that. They're just, I don't know, I think that they feel that what they have is good enough, and they really don't. You can't get past the playoffs with this right now, this bullpen. Can't get out of the playoffs. Well, you cannot get.
That goes right along with the other Washington teams, the Capitals and the Wizards. We just can't get all the way. Huh?
No.
But one thing that, Houston's playing well. I mean, Houston's leading the majors in wins we are leading in the National League. But the Cubs are not playing the way they were last year. But that's a team I wouldn't want to face in the playoffs.
No, not at all. Whenever you play in Wrigley Field, if anybody's ever been there, it's pretty much a cathedral. It's probably the best place to watch a baseball game, probably other than up 95 going to Camden Yards. But when you go to Wrigley Field, I mean, you step in that ballpark and you just see that Babe Ruth just pointing to the outfield and hit one out. Right. You can almost see it. But this team, it's almost like a sophomore slump. Okay, it's almost like a championship hangover. And if you've ever been to Chicago and you've been in those bleachers,
there are a lot of hangovers.
So I think we're a third of the way through this season. Okay. I think there's plenty of time for them to kind of find what they had last year and kind of reel it back in and come and get back to the head of the NL Central. Now, what's good for them is that they're not that far behind. And they've gone on a little bit of a streak. They're about 4 or 5 games now. So I mean, they just may get there.
Yeah,
they just might get there.
Yeah, and it's one quick point that I wanted to make. Albert Pujols hit his 600th home run. Is he that good? I mean, he was really tearing it up when he was with St. Louis. Now that he's with California, with the Angels, he's not really hitting for the average, but he's still hitting home runs. And some people are saying that he could be the next guy to hit 700 because he's probably got 4 more years in him. Do you guys think he could do that? Or if he's not the guy that will hit 7, who's one of the young guys now that you think might hit 7? We got about 20 seconds.
I don't know about the younger guys, but I personally, I'm a big fan. I've seen him as a father. I've seen him, when he's not on camera, when he's behind the scenes. He's a really gracious guy. I think that he will have all of I think the future just opens up for him, and he will probably get there. He's that talented. He's just kind of gotten, a little older now, and his skill level, baseball is a collection of skills at a certain speed. And so his speed is probably trailed off a little bit, but I think he'll get
10 seconds.
Quick point about Pujols. The bad thing about him going to Los Angeles was that he had Mike Trout. So Trout has stolen a lot of Pujols' shine. That's why we haven't heard a lot about Pujols hitting 600. You never ever want anybody to be injured, but now Trout is injured. But you're hearing a lot more of Pujols. But that's kind of what it is. Had his shine stolen.
He's heading there.
Well, we have to take a break here, but don't go away. Alina Neves and Winston Hilton right here, and we're going to talk some football when we return.
Fancy pants peanut butter?
A big screen television.
You haven't even bought a sofa yet.
A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Welcome back. I'm Marvin Jackson, and with me are Alina Neves and Winston Hilton. And we're joined by Donna. She's back.
I had to sprint in.
Donna, sprinting is what you do all the time.
That's the reason why I'm broken up.
All right. Well, Donna Hopkins is with us, and recently we spoke to some players at OTAs to find out how the team is progressing in this off season. Let's take a look.
Going great, man. So far so good. I'm getting adjusted well with the coaches, the players. Understanding what they want out of their players, and on the field, taking the things from the classroom and just putting it out on the field, trying to get better every day.
Well, I like the tempo we've had so far. It's tough in OTAs because you can't be too physical, but because you don't have pads on. But it's I think guys are being as physical as they can, which is a good thing because you're practicing good habits. And I think the new guys are coming along really well. Guys are learning the playbook, and that's about all you can ask for right now.
We're just demanding a lot out of each other. Setting high expectations for each other, and each and every day we just pushing each other to compete.
I'm a natural leader. I'm going to get the guys together, off the field, on the field, making sure we gelling off the field. If we gelling off the field, it'll be easier to gel on the field. And I'm a big communication guy, so I'm going to stay hard on everybody by staying in the playbooks and, being hard on communication.
We got a lot of young guys, a lot of guys hungry, a lot of guys want to play. And no egos at all, so, I ain't too high above everybody with it. They can't tell me, why I messed up at, and vice versa.
As a group, we've been looking at different running backs and just seeing why they're so successful and how they're running. Looking at different guys' running styles that could be similar to us or that's not even so similar, but we can just take some things away from them. And we've been looking at Le'Veon Bell, Devontae Freeman, guys like that to see why they've been so good, and on a consistent level. We've been learning some things, and we're gonna look at LaShawn McCoy a little bit, see how he does it too.
We're playing against a solid defense, every single day. So we're getting great work, and that's all you want. You just want to get better. You want to get the other guy better. You want the other guy to get you better, and we're competing like that. And some days guys get the best of me, and it goes vice versa. And it is what it is. But it's going to get us better when it comes to really putting the pads on when it really matters, because people play a little different when the pads come on. So you want to be able to play at the same anticipation at the same time.
We can't be 28th in the league for sure. We got to be better on third downs. Third downs, I think, was last in the league, which is horrible. So we got to be better in red zone, 2-minute drills, and third down, and we'll be better if we could be in the top 5 in those areas. Scenes for success.
The Washington Redskins have added a few new veteran players through free agency with an emphasis on defense. Which of these players must make a big impact this season? And my panel here will discuss that, starting with Alina Neves. I'll tell you, you got DJ Swearinger. That's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, I like him. I really do. I think that he will be impactful. But what everybody is going to be looking at really, I think, is can Kirk Cousins, does he have receivers to throw it to? Can he duplicate what he did last year? Because everybody is accustomed to Deshaun and Garcon being on the field. Can he have that in Terrell Pryor and Jameis Crowder? So, it was going to be interesting.
Yeah, well, I think, that's a question mark I had too, because when you lose players of those caliber players, that's a big loss and everything. And with the amount of talent that they had at wide receiver last year, they still wasn't as productive as they should have been. Even from the tight end position to the wide receiver, they were loaded. That was like a candy store picking. But I think if Pryor can come in and be productive, he's big. If he can do that, then they're going to be successful. But the wide receiver's position is yet to be seen.
He's still learning, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you look at this team, and coaches always say football comes down to 2 things. That's it: blocking and tackling. All right. So number one,
forget about the pass catching.
You can catch. You got to be able to block. And last year, the offensive line, for the most part, remained healthy, with the exception of the Trent Williams suspension. So that's number one. Offensive line health has to stay intact. Then number 2, you move to the other side of the ball and the D line. Stacy McGee and Terrell McClain, they have to kind of show improve this year. They have to show, Bruce Allen, those are Bruce Allen signees, and they really have to show improve this year. If you can get those 2 things, I think everything else will fall into place. Kirk Cousins will have the time to throw either deep to Terrell Pryor or underneath to Jamison Crowder or in the slot to Jordan Reed. or he can hand it off to Fat Rob. I'm sorry, Skinny Rob, or in the flat to Chris Thompson.
He actually likes that nickname.
So those two things, you got to make sure those two things are in order, and then everything else will fall into place.
I want to hop back on the running game because we talk so much about the passing game and everything, but I think the success of this team is if they run the ball. I think that they set up with the pass first, and then they run, and then they didn't even really run the ball much last year at all. So I think that they have to establish a running game, and they've got to be able to stick with that running game because I don't care who you got at receiver. If you become one-dimensional, then you know what happened last year. And then on defense, on the side, Sue Cravens being switched from linebacker to safety, that's going to be key. He was never a true linebacker anyway, not with this size. But I think him moving to safety, I think that's his true position. And I think we're going to see great things from him if he can stay healthy.
All right, and we had some players that were, I guess, free agents, rookies. And then we have a rookie that was drafted 7th round, I believe, and that's Holsey, Josh Holsey, cornerback. And we actually got to spend some time with them. Donna, you talked to them. Donna talked to them. So let's check out that tape.
The hardest thing is hearing it, as fast in the huddle, because it's not, they're not saying it as slow as you would think it in your head when you're studying. So it's quick, quick, quick. And, the hardest thing is just actually getting it on the fly and just trying to know the right technique as you're progressing through your route. My receiver coach, he told me yesterday that yesterday was fine. It was a learning stage, and today should be more comfortable, which it was. Everything was faster. I felt more confident, in what I was doing. I wasn't thinking too much about my routes, and I ended up having a lot of fun today. This group right here has a lot of great receivers. You got Terrell Pryor, you got Jameson Crowder and Josh Doctson and all those other guys, so coming in, I'm going to just try to learn as much as I can from those guys, see what they do in certain situations, just feed off of them so I can add it to my game and just continue to get coached up, and just continue to be competitive, and we'll see where it goes from there.
My mental aspect is a lot higher than a lot of other guys because of what I went through. Going through 2 ACL rehabs is probably some of the toughest things I ever had to do in life, So those are going to help me coming out here each and every day, preparing for practice, It's going to help me in the long run in life as well, So I'm ready for the challenge. It's all good though. When people count me out, that's when I seem to do the best. So I like when people doubt me. To see that look on their face when you're proven wrong is always a good thing to me. So I just keep smiling and just keep performing.
So this is early on as far as that goes. What do you like about what you've done out here so far?
Man, I think I did a lot of things. I think I impressed a lot of people while I was out here. Like I said, a lot of people just wanted to make sure I could move around. I think that was the big reason why I went so late, But to get the head coach right there in my hip pocket watching one-on-ones, it was good for me. But I was just coming out here to kind of prove a point, just to stick out in the pack. And I think I kind of did that over these past 2 days, hopefully, watching film. I still got things to clean up, but I feel like I probably stood out, in my opinion. That was kind of my main goal coming in, just to stand out.
And being the last draft pick, kind of special in its own way.
I think everybody likes me a little bit more, Nah, but it's all good, I'm just a part of it. It's a great group of draft guys, I'm sure I'm going to get to know those guys a lot, over these next couple of weeks and months while we're here. But it's all special, I thank the Redskins for the opportunity, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, that's Josh Holsey, and
you gotta love him.
You gotta like this guy, and he's their last pick. So he said everybody gotta like him because of that, right?
He's the baby.
But I also like players like Zach Pascal, who probably will struggle just to get on the practice squad, but he's a guy that has potential. And he's got a lot of heart. He's got good skills. But what do you guys think about the top of that draft? What do you guys? Everybody's got a.
Well, personally, for me, I like Jonathan Allen.
You like Jonathan?
I like the Alabama guys. So I think that they, I think that they will be. I think they're going to be excellent if the Redskins give them some room, space them out, let them
go.
trick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The offense, let them play. But if you're predictable with them, I don't think it'll be as effective. I think you got to really utilize them and have some trick plays. That's really what I want the Redskins
Winston,
to do.
we got a few seconds.
I think Ryan Anderson, he's, you look at him lining up against some of those offensive linemen. Morgan Moses is what, 6'5", 6'6". Ryan Anderson is almost right there with him. And, he got a lot of push in some of those OTA sessions. So I think if Ryan can step in that linebacker slot or spot, I think it's good things for the defense.
And Allen, too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, Allen, too.
Well, we'll take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about who the top players are in the NFC East. So don't go away. More Sideline Report coming up.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hi, I'm Rachel. And I'm Tasha. And we're the Washington Redskins cheerleaders. For Redskins updates and updates on other sports, be sure to check out the Sideline Report. Hail to the Redskins!
Welcome back, everyone. How would you rank the 4 NFC East quarterbacks? The NFC East appears to be much stronger than it has been in recent years. And how would you rank those quarterbacks in the NFC East? And not everybody picked Kirk as number 1.
No.
Okay.
No,
all right,
not
all
it.
right.
I mean, personally, when you asked me that question, I was like, okay, you have to give legacy. You have to just do that. I mean, if you really want to be respectful, of course, I put Eli first, then I put Dak, then I put Kirk, and then I put Carson, because I think that Carson is still young. He's still got to grow a little bit in his role. That's all. He's probably going to be better this year, but I find that Kirk was better than him, but he was not better than Dak. Now, So.
See, I think Carson, I'm going to put him up ahead of Kurt, because I think that his skill set is a little further along. Even though he's young, I think that you could look at his talent and just his understanding of the game, of grasping that. So I do like him ahead of Kurt, because Kurt still hasn't proven. I think he's a good, better quarterback, but I still think that he's missing some key ingredients still.
He is missing
Carson
some.
Wentz has. Where
Carson Wentz may have some more heart, but
I'm a homer probably, but I gotta go Kirk first.
Kirk first.
And I'll tell you why. And that's because Eli has those Opie moments where you're just like, well, I don't know what happened to the ball. It's just like
in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter. Now, mind you, I mean, nobody's going to forget the Kirk
has done
those 3 interceptions, against the Giants, but
or the last game,
or against the Giants.
Yeah,
absolutely,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Last minute, he throws a pick.
But I think Kirk has continuity with Gruden, so I think that might kind of put him above Eli. It's neck and neck. I really put those two neck and neck.
Nobody's talking Dak.
With Dak at 3 and then Carson at 4. Now Dak, I have a feeling that he might suffer a sophomore slump.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
But the good thing about that is that he has Zeke Elliott to hand the ball off to.
Yep.
So that can help him out quite a bit if he falls into a slump. Carson Wentz, I don't know if he has the weapons quite yet, and I don't know if he has a line quite yet, but he has probably, among all of those quarterbacks, he probably has the most promise.
Yeah,
but everybody's going to have tape on Dak, so he's not going to have the same year. Everyone's going to be studying. They're going to be switching up there.
But he has that offensive line, and he has that running back.
I know that, but they got tape now. They have tape now.
Yeah. But you know what? Even with the tape, if you've got talent, you've got talent. I don't even care. I mean, I think that he has the skill set to be thrown into a situation that quickly. I like his game. I don't see him having a fallback or anything like that. He doesn't have the same offensive line, but I think overall,
I think he just has a great
good.
makeup. For
yeah.
a quarterback. I mean,
He's got a tough. He has that Aaron Rodgers
Yes, he does.
kind of.
And I think that's why I put him ahead of the other guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I just think
I'm picking my two first. I think Kurt is about a 3, and then Eli is in the bottom of the barrel.
All right.
Hate to say that, but I'm with you about
championships don't mean anything. I had to go with legacy. Oh my God.
I'm like last year. I was like, what happened? He disappeared.
He always has those rings he can look at. That's fine. Yeah. But the NFL is, it's not for long.
Ever changing.
It's moving along.
It really is.
What have you done for me lately?
And speaking of that, we have to pick 10 of the top players who make the most impact for their teams in the NFC East. These are the guys that will probably make the most impact for their teams. And they're basically skill players that I picked. There's only one defensive lineman. I didn't pick any offensive linemen because they're not skilled players.
Right.
But
they're very skilled.
But they're
very key.
Yes.
But I did, my number 10 is Olivier Vernon with the Giants because of his sacking ability.
But you got him at number 10?
Yeah.
Oh no, Mark, you need to pull him up. As they say, defense wins championships, and he is key for that Giants.
Well, that's why you guys are here.
So I'm moving him up.
And Jordan Reed at number 4.
You don't think he's that high?
Yes. I think he's higher, though.
He might,
He is impactful.
Yeah.
You have him at 4.
You put him ahead of Dak.
Switch him with Odell because
Dak,
Odell
the reason
didn't
why
show
I said
up.
Dak is because he has more control over the game. I mean, the quarterback, to me, is the guy that he kind of runs that offense, right? So Jordan just kind of he catches the ball, but
the ball
in
a tough situation.
Yeah,
it's his catches.
Yeah.
It's his physicalness after he catches the ball.
Okay.
And he's that true tight end that you was like, I want him on my team.
He is a matchup problem. He's
So
a defensive coordinator's nightmare.
Let's go down the line again. We got Josh Norman at 9, Alshon Jeffrey. Those guys make a difference, right? And then Carson Wentz, he's going to be a lot better this year, I feel.
You might want to switch Carson and Jeffrey.
And Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you got Malcolm Jenkins. He's going to be a Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah.
Dez Bryant.
He's going to have to be.
Dez is.
See, I don't have Dez
might
up
not
that
have
high.
the big stats, but Dez is very important. They have to really
because they need receivers.
A defense has to really
I think Dez is good.
plan to defend him. And then you've got Odell Beckham and Zeke Elliott.
Switch him with Reed. I'm sorry.
So who? Odell?
Jordan Reed.
I can see that. I can agree with that.
I would switch him with
Odell
Jordan Reed.
Beckham? Okay.
Yes. Odell didn't show up. Remember, he was in Florida on the
That's
yacht right before his playoff game.
Okay, so you like the family guys. Okay.
No, I just like the guys who are clutch.
Okay.
To me, Jordan Reed got clutch.
Yeah.
So you want him?
He just has to stay on the field.
You want him over Zeke?
No, not necessarily
over Zeke. Right after
I would
Zeke.
say, of anybody on that list, Zeke.
Not number 4.
Yeah, he's going to have the most impact for the Cowboys to actually win.
All right.
He's not a middle reliever, Marvin.
Because Dallas.
You know what? We're going to have to finish this conversation because we got to wrap it up.
Yes.
That is all the time we have this evening. Thank you to Donna Hopkins, Alina Neves, and our first timer, Winston Hilton. Winston, man, we got to go to Jamaica, man.
Where we going?
I'm Marvin Jackson. We'll see you next time, everybody. Jamaica. Okay, what part?